Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. We'll call this meeting to order. Thank you for participating. It looks like we have a good group this afternoon. My understanding is that we're having some difficulty with the live stream for those of us that are not directly involved. But if that doesn't get resolved, this is going to be recorded and it will be archived and placed on the website, so it will be available for the public to see. That being said, you've had the opportunity to review the agenda. So if there are no questions, there will be a motion to approve the agenda would be in order.
Adam Prophet, so moved.
Thank you, Adam. Seconded by Tina. Thank you. All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed, motion carries unanimously. And then you've had the opportunity to review the minutes of the June 7th meeting. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Seeing none, a motion would be in order to approve the minutes. Nick makes that motion and it is seconded by Jamie. Thank you very much. All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed, thank you. The motion carries. And now, Doug, the moment we've been waiting 2 weeks for.
Has it only been 2 weeks?
Your time flies when you're having a great time. You're welcome.
Okay, so for this meeting, we've got 19 districts with ESSER 3 changes. The total for those 19 will be 285 million, but the net change will be 8.5 million. And so as you'll notice, most of these or a lot of these just have zeros next to them. That's because things came in under budget, and so they had a little extra money that they could spend. And so that's what a lot of this is. Ulysses, Chromebooks, Northeast, Ed programs, Barber premium pay, Wichita, salaries and hardware. Then we go Holton. They use up the rest of their allocation for some curriculum and PD. Then Jeff North and Jeff West, both moving some money around for curriculum. Marysville uses the rest of theirs up on their HVAC project. Ellis had $133 that they put into their retention pay bucket. Augusta, some retention pay and PD. Riverton used the rest of theirs up on curriculum, and Hoxie moving some money around for some salaries and curriculum. Then South Brown, Dodge, Independence, and Stanton County just had a little extra money to spend. Dodge gave the premium pay went to some of their special ed staff that hadn't received any of that previously, so they gave them a little bit of that. Independence and Stanton curriculum, South Brown cleaning supplies. And then Rural Vista had a little bit of money that they put towards the purchase of a smartboard. Fort Larned for premium pay, and then KCK is where most of that $8.5 million net change comes from. They had an HVAC project that about half of it went to, and then the rest of that is for salaries for nurses. They paid nurses or put a nurse in every building, and that is for 2 years worth of work. So that's the other 4 million of that. So net change, like I said, 8.5 million. Looking at our final graph here, if everything is approved today, we will have zeroed out everything. Every penny is accounted for or planned for. Now it's going to be up to the districts to make sure they write the checks and spend the money appropriately the way they said they were going to. The final totals on the different categories, we end up with about 75% for the teaching and learning piece, and then the 25% is probably for those big HVAC projects that we've approved over the last couple of years. And that is it.
So I'm sure everybody understands this, but just to make clear, all those with a zero at the end all of their expenditures had already been approved. These are just changes because things came in differently than they expected. So we're not on the zeros. We're not approving any more money. That's already been done. One other question: what do we have left to do as a committee? But first of all, let me remind us that I believe it was Senator Petty at the last meeting suggested that at the very end, we have a review of what happened at the end to see if everybody did what they were supposed to do. What's a reasonable time for us to have that follow-up meeting?
So we talked a little bit this morning. We've still got two more quarterly reports coming. That's where the districts tell us how the money was actually spent. The liquidation period goes through December 31st. So they would have that amount of time to finish up drawing all the funds down and getting them out the door. So I would say sometime after that would be my suggestion, but that's up to you all.
Is there any need to have a meeting? We don't have anything else to approve after today. Is that correct?
We shouldn't have.
Okay. Because on my notes, I said where it says that our next meeting will be October the 4th. And if we don't have a reason to meet, I'm sure that some of us can find something else to do on Friday afternoon, even though this has been the highlight of my week. So you will inform us sometime after the first of the year, whenever the final reports are in, and this body will meet one more time for the purpose of having a final review. Does that meet the request that you made, Senator Petty? Good. Just give me a thumbs up. You're muted. Okay, thank you. A motion would be in order to approve the recommendations that were made today.
I make a motion to approve the
Okay.
amendment today.
Thank you. So I was hoping I'd get to didn't get to ignore that, Bert, but I appreciate that. Anybody who seconded it?
I'll second Melissa Rooker.
Okay, Melissa seconded that. Any further discussion? All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? Motion carries. I want to thank you for a year. This has been a 2-year process, at least. I want to thank all of you for your participation. I know some of you had to make adjustments for time. We've had good participation, and that's to be greatly appreciated, because I think it's very important to make sure that the money that is spent transparently and done in a way that is consistent with the requirements, so that we can assure people that we're making very serious effort to do what's best for the people of Kansas. That being said, if there's nothing else, again, thank you very much, and this meeting is adjourned.